The Old Clockmaker's Secret. In a small mountain town, there lived an old man named Mr. Harold, known by everyone as the Clockmaker. His tiny shop was filled with clocks of all shapes and sizes, big ones that sang every hour, small ones that ticked softly like whispers, and even broken ones that still waited for a second chance. He had been fixing clocks for over 50 years. But there was one clock he never sold, never repaired, and never let anyone touch, a beautiful golden clock that stood near his work table. Its hands were frozen at 3:17. One rainy afternoon, a young girl named Lila entered his shop. Her umbrella was broken, and she was shivering. "Sir," she said softly, "can I stay here until the rain stops?" Mr. Harold smiled kindly. "Of course, my dear. But only if you promise to help me wind a few clocks." Lila laughed and nodded. As she helped him, she noticed the golden clock. "It's so beautiful, but it doesn't move," she said. Mr. Harold looked at it quietly and replied, "It's waiting for something, or maybe someone." Days turned into weeks, and Lila started visiting him every afternoon after school. She learned how to repair small watches and polish gears. They talked about time, dreams, and patience. One day, she asked, "Mr. Harold, why do you fix old clocks instead of buying new ones?" He smiled and said, "Because every clock deserves a second chance, just like people." Months passed, and Mr. Harold grew weaker. Lila visited one winter morning and found him sitting silently beside the golden clock. He whispered, "My dear Lila, this clock stopped ticking the moment my wife passed away, at 3:17. I could never fix it because a part of my heart stopped too." Lila's eyes filled with tears. She held his trembling hand and said, "She wouldn't want you to stop living with time." Mr. Harold smiled softly. "You're right. Maybe it's time to fix the clock and myself." Together, they carefully opened the golden clock. Lila replaced a tiny broken spring, and suddenly, tick, 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 the clock began to move again. At that moment, Mr. Harold smiled with peace in his eyes and whispered, "Thank you, Lila. You helped me start time again." That was the last day she saw him alive. Years later, Lila took over the shop. Above the counter still stood the golden clock, ticking softly, always at the right time. And below it, a small sign read, "Every broken thing can be mended, even a heart."